Good evening.
Good evening.
We are here, and once again, it is our great pleasure to be in your reality. We'll let you get settled for a moment energetically and see if you can fine-tune your focus, because of course you've already been having a deep discussion about the state of affairs on earth and in the heavens. And now we are going to add, of course, our perspective to all of this. So we would like you to settle in, but be aware of your breathing process. Be aware of your the base of your own antenna. That would be the pelvic region of your body. And of course the spine rises up out of this pelvic area, and this area can give you a lot of data. It can really be vibrated in a very powerful way. And so be cognizant of that part of your body and continue to deepen your breath. Sometimes if you hear exciting information or troubling information, you start to breathe on a shallow level. So these are the two things we would ask you to be aware of as we proceed by adding a few more spices to the conglomeration of energies that you are attempting to understand. So Mark has titled this weekend, Big Changes Are Occurring. Is that it, Mark?
Yes.
Big changes are in the works, yes. Big changes are in the works. And this has been a theme for quite a number of years now. Each year seems to add new layers of changes, and the old days of things settling down and not much going on are long gone. And it looks as if every year you could title the class Big Changes Are in the Works. You might want to add bigger or something like this, but you're getting the picture. And of course it is a multi-dimensional, multifaceted picture of reality. And our vehicle, would like to pay her a bit of a tribute there. She summed it up for you. No notes, just extemporaneously putting the pieces together, and you are very good at receiving, taking it all in. And of course, always question, always advance your own thinking, ask for clarity, ask for signs of affirmation to come into your own life, and also do your own research. We present information to you about the state of affairs on earth and in the heavens, and this is all, let's say, subjected to multiple interpretations. But our foundation of our work and what you all understand and where you are to fly your kites from is the idea that you are very empowered beings. And one way or another, you are creators interacting with the environment that you find yourself within. And whether it is reptiles coming in the night or Anunnaki from hundreds of thousands of years ago, the principle of life is basically interactive. And life has a tendency to replicate itself, to want to experience existence, and to seek out quality of life. This is what life is looking for. And right now, quality of life on earth has become debased, and it has become undervalued. And the turmoil that is happening all over the planet and in the heavens is most necessary at this time. From your perspective, on earth, it doesn't look so good. You have all manner of events that could really disrupt your lives at any time. Whether we are talking Anunnaki space wars, or now these wars are landing on Earth and beings are popping up here and there, and all manner of strange phenomena, disappearances. There's more people than ever vanishing in thin air. They're there 1 second, turn around, and they've gone. And some of them reappear months later, deceased, bodies dropped in very strange places. So there's no doubt about it that strange happenings are unfolding. And of course, it's always a reason for these strange happenings. And there is a battle right now over the sovereignty of Earth. And it's not just your sovereignty, it's many, many beings in the cosmos have a deep investment in Earth, the living library. Our investment, of course, we have explained many times, we come from the future. And we are in a future that is riddled with a tyranny. And that tyranny had its genesis in your time on Earth. And it arose out of the years that we call the nanosecond. That would be the fleeting years where energy accelerated so rapidly between 1987 and 2012. And as our vehicle mentioned, the culmination of those nano years was an alignment with your winter solstice sun and the very far distant galactic center. But in a non-localized reality, distance plays no role. There is instant transmission when things are lined up. This is how telepathy works. And to remind all of you, you are highly telepathic. And the more tumult that is stirred up on the planet, the more fine-tuned your abilities become. This is the nature of the game. We have recently decided to call it the game of all. Sort of encompasses a wide, wide horizon of possibilities. And existence can be thought of as a game. You have to learn to manage energy. You have to learn how to move from here to there without self-destruction or having someone else shoot you down. And this is what your games on Earth are based on. You may be inclined to think you have to win, but often good players play for the love of playing. And we would like to think that our students participate for the love of the playing, for the love of learning, and for the love of life. And you do know, most of you, that you live again and again. Life is so precious, it is so short, and so many people are misinformed. One life, make it good now. Well, make it good now, but you are going to live again and again, and so you'd best make it good now, unless you want troubles later on. Because what you do will always come back to you. This is an irrefutable, immutable law of existence. You have the power, the will, the energies to set things into motion. And what you think, augmented by how you feel, is what you project onto the field of existence. And this field is intelligent, it is bending in your direction. It is highly interactive. It is somewhat neutral. So that if you are no goodnik, the field will support you in that no goodnikness. And if you are a good person, then the field will support you in this. But if you are a good person who believes that bad things happen to good people, and that the good die young, then guess what's going to happen? In today's world, folks, it's dangerous to think. And we don't mean thinking in terms of looking at conspiracies or checking out what's under the blanket or behind the curtain. Thought in and of itself today can be lethal, because the energy became so accelerated so rarefied, so unusual after the nano, that everyone is highly charged and highly interactive with the field of existence. And people are very confused. You are immersed in deep, deep, deep battles of psychological warfare all over the planet. That is due to the mediation of your world. If suddenly there were no more media, no radios, no visuals, no buttons to push, nothing to swipe or tap, it was all gone. But everything else was there. You still had electricity and stoves and refrigerators and food and autos, just no media. Everything would change in an instant. Think about it. Just picture it. That you are part of an experiment where broadcast media is used as a very extensive form of mind control. And so you must learn to be aware of this, and to be aware of all the people around you who are not aware of how they're giving their power and their thoughts away. And to some extent, when you subject yourself to so many inputs of data, it's hard to know who you are. It's hard to recognize what thoughts you are projecting out onto the field. What are you saying? What signals are you sending so that the field knows what to return to you? Again, you have the free will to do what you want, but what you do will come back to you. So let's continue a little bit with a story here, and then we will open it to questions, because we know that you are a good thinking group, and we've been here in the outskirts of Philadelphia many times, and brotherly love and all of that, and freedom, etc., are very powerful around here. So the unification of human consciousness to reach for, let's say, grander horizons, you are in a perfect location to do so. And you know, you probably would be quite surprised if you were to transport yourself back a few hundred years in time and to walk outside. It would look completely different, as you well know. But you would be surprised at the area, what has occurred in this particular vicinity, and how once again some of you are attracted to another time but same location. This tends to happen in your reincarnational selves. You follow cycles, you follow patterns, and all of your patterns, even though they may be forgotten from one lifetime to another, they coalesce in a meaningful fountain of knowledge. And this lifetime, because of circumstances, let us say, is a very, very valuable lifetime. And we remind you not to waste it, to live as best you can, to love even better, to enjoy all that the delights that Earth is bringing forward for you to experience, without getting too attached to owning or controlling. You are here to figure things out. You are here to manage energy. You are here to inspire others and to leave a legacy. And we know sometimes you are all frustrated because you know people who could care less. And they are smart people, they are wealthy people, they are achievers, but they are the epitome of ignorance. You must remember this, that just because someone has 5 degrees, or because they are an authority in something, or they are a multi-billionaire, that does not count when it comes to understanding the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is about factoring in the spirituality of existence, the non-physical, the physical, the cosmos, the earth plane, the inner earth, the history of your own genetics, how you got here, who the star people are, And most of all, for each of you, what was your purpose to incarnate in this lifetime? The family, to be around friends, partners, children, accomplishments. It may look as if this is why you are here, but that may be window dressing. The soul drives each of you. And it's not that your soul needs individual achievement. Once you get to a certain place of consciousness, your soul's evolution is to inspire other souls to raise themselves up out of confusion, out of ignorance, into a new dawn. And so I just want to remind you of some very basic things before we go deeper into the story. We know that there's deep concern about the polarization and the fragmentation occurring amongst the people of the world. There's great separation. And it looks as if most people have made up their mind. They're not ready to be convinced to cross the line of compromise or saying, oh, I never thought of it that way. People are in a lockdown of sorts. And you have to ask yourself, how did this occur? Is this au naturel? Has this unfolded as a simple natural state of affairs? Or could it be that the ubiquitous devices, the deadly devices as we like to call them, are giving off signals that make sure that you are all separated, that you have to really overcome those signals and think on your own to be able to integrate, to talk to others, to share ideas. The electronics, dear friends, are far, far more dangerous than anyone is imagining. And you may build these devices on Earth, but they are being built by speculations, certain specifications, that are dictated to you. And these are all off-planetary technologies. And 30 years ago there was a big buzz out about chipping people. And that this was going to be the future. Chip the people, and we'll control them. And we'll put that chip not in their wrist, where they could cut it out. We'll put that chip in their third eye, and it will overcome the imagination. And they will have it in their forehead. People freaked out. Not me, I'm never getting a chip. I'm not buying that chip, no chip. That was the big buzz in the 90s. And so today everyone carries the chip. Not one, but some people carry 5 devices around with them. And they are sure to put one by the heart, one next to the genitals, one by the kidneys, and these devices will make you sick. They will literally leach the life force out of you. They will weaken your bones. They will weaken your muscles. They will jam your auric field. You are electrical beings. They jam the electrical current in the body. And it is so slow. And people forget what it is to be vital and full of it and healthy. You are living in a toxic electronic soup. And it grows greater and greater. And no one forces you to have these devices. Yet people wait in line and cannot get, they just will get in debt to carry the devices, but no chip. No chip. You see how foolish you have become? You don't have to answer, of course. And our eyes are closed, so you are free to have any expression you want. It's fine with us. We read your energies. And it's good that you are chuckling, because you must be able to laugh at your own foolishness and your circumstances. And we bring all this up because, of course, all this must change. And it will change. You are not here to go down into the sewers of the cosmos. You are not here to experience a doomsday scenario. You are few in number, the awake and the aware. But it doesn't take many when mind power and critical thinking and good observation are at hand. Plus, the awakened have no affiliation to clubs, organizations, military, etc. You are free souls to wander about and to think. And even though there's all manner of technology that's designed to shrink your thinking or to monitor your thinking, this is where the problem comes in down the road. That AI, disguised as little friendly fuzzies, AI will be able to read the nuances in your voice. There's a plan to make certain that all houses, all cars, that people are under complete and total monitoring and surveillance. And there are very drastic plans to put this in motion so that people clamor for it. Clamor for it. And so you have your work cut out for you. Mind power, that is. We are not asking you to take up arms or to stand in lines or even to fax anyone or to email them or take a stand with the government. We are asking you, please, if you are investing your time, your energy, and your money in expanding your consciousness, then you must use the power of your mind to make decisions that set the quantum field into motion. Now, the quantum field is it's understood, of course, by scientifics. It came about 100 years ago or some such, where it was recognized that the observer, by thought, by viewing something, could change the outcome of a certain situation. This, of course, is heretical. Only God is supposed to be able to change the outcome of things, not people. And yet there it was, scientific verification. Is it a particle or is it a wave? And so now you have all manner of explorers looking at this quantum effect. But we want to make it very simple for you. This is not elaborate science. This is everyday abracadabra. Abracadabra translates as I create as I speak.